What is up guys, it's your boy Sol. I'm here, back with another Classic WoW video, and I lied. The thing is, 2 days ago I made a video that I kinda said that it would be my final touch on the whole Turtle WoW versus Blizzard topic, and I'm here to say, I'm gonna talk about it one more time. I do want to say that this will be the last time, but I can't really make any promises at this point. But I do believe there's one thing left that we have to talk about here. I mean, there's multiple things, and I'll cover those in this video. Number one is that Blizzard has to reply. It has been 4 days now, and sure, it's been a weekend, and yesterday was a Labor Day as well in North America, or America in general, maybe even worldwide, so like, box office, or people didn't go to work basically, and the Blizzard employees also probably didn't go to office yesterday, but today, Tuesday, regular work day, I would be extremely surprised if they don't make an announcement at some point this week. I will even be somewhat surprised if they don't talk about it today alone. I mean, I'm making this video on Tuesday, and I'm uploading on Tuesday. Usually, if they're gonna reply today, it's probably gonna be in 2 hours after this video comes out, like 1 or 2 hours, so we'll see what happens tonight and the rest of the week. The thing is, right now people are not super happy, and I personally believe it's for a good reason. I always am that guy who tries to be super real at least, and I give Blizzard a lot of shit when I personally believe they deserve to be criticized. In this case, I believe that they do, because people have been asking for Classic Plus for several years now, and it should have been here already. If you saw the Ampy clip that I talked about the other day, I'm gonna show you that one right now as well. Like, there's a lot of content creators in the same boat. So if you haven't seen it yet, this clip right here is what I'm referring to, so I'm just like moving my face camera here so we can see his face as well while talking about it.
Classic WoW should have had a Classic Plus ready to play exactly when Anniversary servers came out. Classic Plus should have been done and ready 1 year ago.
Level up, completed.
Shouldn't be in progress now. It shouldn't be a year and a half, 2, 3 years out. It should have been out. We should be playing it right now. I don't know what they did. What has the Classic team been doing for the last... Think about it. What has the Classic team been doing since 2019? They've been updating a game which they've had, quote unquote, they had the code for everything. What have they been doing in the past 6 years? They made MOP, which they had all the files for. They had all the code. They made Kata. They had everything. They didn't make a game. They just re-put the code in.
So that right there, it kind of just shows you what current content creators are thinking about the topic as well. It's not just me, and it's not just Ampy. It's a lot of people in general. And sure, you can say that they shouldn't listen to content creators, just let them make content on whatever, and that's fine. But what about the players? A lot of players right now are gravitating towards servers like Turtle in this case, and you have to ask yourself why. You can get it down to like, they just want to play the game for free. I don't think that's why. I don't think the people that are playing on Turtle are doing so because they're too poor to pay their sub. I think they're playing on Turtle because Turtle, for example, offers an experience that Blizzard simply doesn't. And they have also refused to give us for the longest time possible. They have even refused to talk about in every degree possible as well. I believe Agrand has mentioned Classic Plus once when talking about Season of Discovery, and Holly did the same thing in one of the announcements. Classic with a plus. But we want more. We don't want a season. We want an actual game that is here to stay, with that content being developed. And if you are developing it now, Blizzard, that is great. But tell us, and allow us to be part of that development. Keep us updated, make a weekly post on Wowhead or on your Battle.net website about what you have done that week, or do it every 2 weeks as well. I don't really care. Just keep us involved in the development process. That way we can give you feedback while you are developing the game. That way you know that if you put something in that people don't like, they will give you the feedback before you finish the development. Why do you have to develop everything behind closed doors and then get the feedback after the game is out? Just keep your player base up to date while developing. And if you're not developing Classic Plus, too bad. Other people are going to. You can take down Turtle, another server will arise, I promise you that for a fact. We already have 2 other servers out there, not gonna name them, but one of them is even older than Turtle, and I kinda wanna bring that up because a lot of people right now that are defending Blizzard, like you have people on all sides here, you have the Turtle defenders, Blizzard defenders, and the people in the middle who are just like, I just wanna play the game and have fun, I don't really care, it is just a hot topic of the weekend, right? So you have people on all sides here, and to the people that are defending Blizzard, the one thing I see the most is like the one sentence in their favor is that Blizzard has to defend their IP, otherwise it becomes fair game, or like the public meaning would be it's fair game if they don't take action. And to that, I just want to say that there are 2 servers out there, like private server projects, that are older than Turtle, that are pretty huge as well. And Blizzard didn't even mention them in the lawsuit. And you kind of have to ask yourself why. Like, why only go after the newest one out of the 3 big ones, and not the other 2 that are arguably just as big, or at least has been at one point? Even, like, right now, one of them is actually bigger as well, especially if you ask me, because they have so many different servers in one place. Once again, not going to name drop those, but I'm just like so weirded out why they're only going after Turtle when there are so many big ones in the space. And sure, you can say they're using Turtle as an example here, but in that case, they're literally going after the newest one out of those 3 big servers, and the 2 older ones that they came out in 2015 and 2016. They are both running. They have both been doing ads like Turtle. They also have cash shop in the game like Turtle. I am so weirded out why Blizzard haven't gone for those 2 as well, and are only targeting one singular server. And sure, you can say that Turtle is currently the biggest fish, so it makes the most sense, but the other 2 are big fishes as well, and one of them, when Wrath of the Lich King Classic came out, it was a really big fish that I'm incredibly surprised that they didn't go after when launching Wrath of the Lich King, because that server was a direct competitor to Wrath, and taking that one down to then absorb the Wrath player base would have been the obvious decision back then, if they could have. So I'm just wondering once again why they're only going after Turtle in this case and not the other ones. Either way, I kind of also want to talk about some community stuff here as well and how people are reacting to this, and once again that's kind of why I think Blizzard needs to make a statement, because we are at a crossroads where people, well, the first real big step we are getting towards Classic Plus is Blizzard taking down the one good, like I say the one good, there are multiple options out there, but the majority of people's opinion of the good Classic Plus experience right now is Blizzard are actively trying to take that away from us, and that is the first step we are getting in Classic Plus. You usually want the first step to leave a good taste in your mouth, like a good trailer, or just some sort of teaser for Classic Plus. In this case, the first step is them taking away the current Classic Plus experience that we actually have, which I just think it's such a bad step. They should have announced Classic Plus beforehand, or at least at the same time. And once again, I will just be incredibly surprised if they don't talk about it this week, or even announce Classic Plus incredibly soon. Either way, let me take a look at one big Reddit thread here that I kind of want to highlight and also talk about to you guys. So that's going to be this one right here, which talks a lot about the current state of Blizzard and the player perception of Blizzard right now as well. And it's kind of like why people are gravitating towards private servers right now, because Blizzard is not offering the game quality that they usually did, and not just the game quality and gameplay, but also the services and everything they're offering. The company itself is not the same as it once was, and it's never going to be, but they could definitely make a bunch of changes to get back to, I don't know, a friendly reputation with the community. Either way, let's check this one out. Dear Blizzard, you seem to have a dilemma. Your main customer base is 35-plus-year-olds who remember the good old days, the ones who played The Lost Vikings, Warcraft 1-3, Starcraft 1-2, Diablo 1, Diablo 2, and so on. We played WoW from 2004. We waited outside the store at midnight to purchase TBC, and again when Wrath launched. We remember the glory days, when you created a ticket in-game, and you received that glorious in-game whisper from a blue-collared GM whispering you. The excitement. Sometimes the GM support was quick, but after a patch there may have been a queue for an hour, as patch launches were always a bit messy and also very popular of course. We remember the Blizzard that actually had customer support, instead of being brushed off with the automated email and zero relevance to your question. Classic WoW launched in 2019. We think we wanted it, and we did. There was a major resurgence of WoW, all of us old people came flooding back in, desperate to relive those old days. But something changed. There was no customer support like back in the days, there were barely any GMs, and it became clear that the classic WoW team was run by a skeleton crew. Just a quick cash grab. With TBC, the writing was on the wall as we saw the store mounts flying around, and then Wrath was the nail in the coffin for me with the WoW token. I have not looked back since. We have money, and we would love to spend money on glorious Blizzard games as they were back in the day. Unfortunately, you have kept disappointing us, so many of us flock to private servers, not because we are too poor to pay the monthly sub, but because you kept disappointing us, milking us for every cent you could, decimating your customer support department, decimating your GMs, telling us you think you do but you don't, asking us don't you have phones, the absolute audacity to ask your PC gamer audiences who paid a fortune to come to BlizzCon to switch to a mobile game. It is such an easy fix, to be honest. Rebuild your customer support, rehire your army of GMs, and make clearer rules for servers. Hardcore GDKPs allowed, not allowed, boosting allowed, not allowed, and so on. Ask your customer base, and have your GMs enforce these rules relentlessly. And for the love of God, stop trying to milk us for every penny you can, while offering the bare minimum in return. Offer us this, regain our trust, and we might return. Sincerely, and an old and extremely disappointed Blizzard fan. Then we also have this one. If Blizzard is going to shut down private servers, they need to do something about RMT and bots. Blizzard themselves tried to highlight the terms of service in their lawsuit. I believe in their terms of service, gold selling and botting is against the rules. These private servers have almost no bots, they ban people for buying gold very quickly, and they work hard to moderate their servers. Their free-to-play model means that they have to create a product so good that people will donate their money to the server. A huge part of that is keeping bots and gold buying off the server. Classic Anniversary is absolutely cooked because of the bots and people buying gold driving up the cost of absolutely everything. It is close to impossible as a classic player to be able to afford things like flasks and potions, but most raids want it to be fully world buffed and fully consumed, which causes people like me to level, realize I don't have the time to sink into raiding, and then quit. If Blizzard is going to shut down the servers with tens of thousands of players, that is fine. It's their content and they can do whatever they want, but those players are not going to go back to a version of the game that you have to pay for when it's arguably worse than the bootleg content. I believe Blizzard really needs to start doing more against botting than they are currently doing, and I have a video coming out in 2 days where I'm going to be absolutely exposing the absolute really stupid levels of botting an Anniversary right now. There was a fly hacking bot teleporting to Black Lotuses, which is really easily, like, you can easily see this in the back end of the servers when people are doing teleport hacking, especially when they are hacking and teleporting to a Black Lotus spawn and then teleporting back. We have footage of this happening on Anniversary servers really recently, and people have been doing this ever since the Anniversary servers came out, and the thing is, you can't even report them. Well, you can, but nothing happens. This guy was reported for over a month straight and never got banned. Do you want to know what it took for him to get banned? It had to become public. There had to be a Reddit thread. There had to be YouTube videos. People had to make it public and then mass report in game and get Blizzard's attention. because simply seeing somebody cheating and reporting them for cheating is not enough. The current report system and customer support system is built so that you don't get banned unless you get mass reported right now. Everything seems to be automated, there's almost no actual people involved. Even recently, a content creator that Blizzard themselves use content for on the website was banned for the wrong reasons, and it took over 2 weeks to get that person back. Because when they actually tried to appeal the ban, they couldn't get into contact with a real life person. It is just so trash that you have to go through so many hoops and redo the same ban appeal 10 times before you might get into contact with a real life person. And for anybody who wants a deeper dive into actual customer support by Blizzard, Bellular has a really good video on that. That's the top video you can see right here. Blizzard shouldn't treat players like this, and that one is a 24-minute deep dive into customer support that is once again worth checking out if you care about that topic. The thing is, customer support right now is not even a fragment of what it used to be. It is not even in the remotely same universe as it once used to be, and to me that is extremely sad. By the way, Burmax, thank you for the follow. Over on Kick. Oh yeah, I'm streaming on Kick now, so please follow me on Kick through the link down below, in the pinned comment, or the video description. Good timing. I personally feel like right now we are at a massive crossroads where Blizzard has to respond in a quite huge way, because they have recently lost over half of their content creators, by the way, to old school RuneScape. And I'm not talking about that these guys are doing 1 day of old school RuneScape or a week. These guys left a month or 2 ago, and they haven't even talked about WoW since. They have only played old school RuneScape, and the one time they have now talked about WoW is for the whole lawsuit, because that was the hot topic of the week. Other than that, they have all completely abandoned WoW for old school RuneScape. If Blizzard wants those people back, they have to do something. They are now losing, once again, over half of their content creators to a different game, and they're also losing their player base to pirated copies of that game as well. They have to start responding, and they have to do something. It's also so easy. What do they have to do? Number 1, actively enforce their own terms of service. Take action against botting and RMT. Right now, the botting thing, they're banning bots in waves, and it looks like they're doing it so the bots make money, because that way they come back. The reason they don't want to have active game masters banning bots is that if you ban bots too fast, they don't come back. In that case, you're paying someone to lose your money. And as a business, that makes absolutely no sense. But also, you want your game to be good. Or at least I hope you do. In this case, it seems to be all about the money these days and all about the business thing, and never about the game quality. I want the game to be good. If you're going to enforce your terms of service and take down private servers, also enforce the terms of service and take down gold buying and botting as well. Which they can do a lot more in that department, by the way. They can hire GMs, they can ban bots more frequently, they can do way more than they currently are doing. And some people will always be like, oh, but they are banning bots, bro. They could do way more, trust me. So yeah, Blizzard is losing their content creators, they're losing their player base, and their game quality and customer service quality is currently at an actual rock bottom. Something has to be done, and I am extremely... I'm just waiting for a statement, and I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for an announcement, something to be happening in the whole Classic WoW space. Even if it's not Classic Plus, at least talk about the next season. Talk about what you are cooking behind the scenes. I don't know, something has to be said here. Either way, let me know what you think down below. It's been almost 20 minutes of me yapping now, so I'm going to close this video before the 20-minute mark, so hopefully once again you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like down below and let me know your thoughts in the comments, and also follow me on Kick for daily live streams. Either way, thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon. Bye bye now.